हेलो एवरीवन, हाय एंड नमस्ते। वंस अगेन आप सभी का स्वागत है। टुडे वी विल लर्न अबाउट सम कंप्यूटर टर्मिनोलॉजीज दैट वी यूज इन आवर डेली लाइफ while using the computers. So let's start. Here is the model of computer. So we all know that computer needs some input and it will give us output, but whatever things which happens in between is known as processing. So the whole model of computer is based on input, processing and output. Just take one example of our daily life. Suppose we are making a mango shake. For preparing that mango shake, what we need? We need a mango, a slice of mango, sugar, some amount of milk. So these are the things that we are needed. So these are the input. Now we put all these ingredients in a jar of a mixture machine. So whenever we put that ingredients inside the jar and on the machine for processing it, it is the process which is known as processing. And at last we get the juice of mango. So it is known as output. Here also the computer is a multitasking machine which does many works at a time. Let's take few examples. Here is the diagram which shows you about the input, processing and output. Here input unit will take the data and the storage unit consists of two parts, that first is secondary storage and the second is primary storage. Whatever we save in the secondary storage is permanent, while whatever is stored in primary memory or volatile memory or temporary memory is stored for temporary basis. So these two units makes the storage unit. Now, with the control unit, that is CU, and arithmetic and logical unit, this both combinedly makes central processing unit. So central processing unit, that is CPU, consists of two parts, that is CU and ALU. This whole storage unit and CU and CLU makes CPU. After processing the data in CPU, the result is shown on the output units as a information. So here is the some notations which are given to you, that this line shows the data flow and the dotted line will show you the control flow. So control will flow from input to storage unit and from storage unit to output. Now in the same way the data will go from input device to storage and from storage to output. Here two-way the data may be or the output may be stored in the storage unit also. That is why the backward arrow is given. Let's move to the next point. Basic components of computer. We all know that the basic component of the computer is input units, output unit and the CPU, that is central processing unit. Let's start with the first one. First one is the input unit. Input unit is the device which help us to enter the data into the computer. It means that whatever we feed into the computer with the help of any device is known as input unit. Input units are the keyboard, mouse, hard disk, floppy disk, CD-ROM, etc. These are the input devices which are used for feeding the data into the computer. Next is output device. Output devices are the devices or the unit which gives the information from the computer. Means whatever the result is produced by the computer shown on some screen is known as output unit. So it helps us to provide the data. The example of output units are printer, monitor and float. So these are the example and it provides us result. Now moving towards the next one, that is central processing unit. It is also known as brain of computer. It is known as of computer because before that take one example of our own life, of our own brain. Whenever we see something or we view something or watch something, it goes into our mind. Then we interpret that thing, what it is, how it is made. So many questions are interpreted in our mind, and after that we get the information about the things. In the same way, the CPU also fetches the instruction, then it decodes it. Decodes means to analyze it, and then generate the information about the instruction, and finally the instruction is shown on the screen. So this is the working of the CPU. So the CPU consists of three blocks. It has three blocks. First one is arithmetic and logic unit. As the same as the name applies, arithmetic and logic unit. Arithmetic means a work or the task related to mathematics like addition, subtraction, multiplication, all these. And logic means the things which are connected with the logical reasoning like comparison, selection, some conclusion. These are the things which are related to the logical unit. So the unit which perform the mathematical work and also the comparison and the selection work is known as arithmetic and logic unit, that is ALU. Now control unit. Control unit controls the signal by which it controls the operation of all the parts of computer. So whatever the parts of the computer are there that are controlled by the CU, control unit. Now the registers, as we keep registers for maintaining the records of various things, in the same way CPU also keeps one register which is high speed storage area, which temporarily stores the data during the process. So register is used for storing the data. It stores the decoded data or the processed data which is processed by the ALU and stores the result in it. Now moving towards the next topic, that is memory unit. Memory unit stores the data or the program either for processing or for future use. It means whatever the things which are stored in the memory unit, that is for the future or for processing it at now. Second point shows that memory unit is any hardware that is capable of holding some information either for the temporary purpose or for the permanent purpose to be used in future. So it is a type of hardware or any type of hardware like your memory card, then pen drive. These are the memory unit. Hard disk is also a memory unit which is capable of storing the information. Now coming towards there are two kinds of memory units. The first kind is primary memory and the second is secondary memory. Primary memory holds the data and the information temporarily. Means whatever data stored in the primary memory is not fixed for a long time, or it cannot be on the permanent basis. It is for the shorter period of time. Here are the example of the primary storage, that is magnetic core memory, cache memory, read random access memory and read only memory. These are the memory which are the primary memory. Now coming towards the secondary memory. Secondary memory are the memory which holds the information or the data for the permanent period of time. So they are also known as permanent memory. They are also known as non-volatile memory or auxiliary memory. The example of the secondary storage devices are hard disk, floppy disk and flash memory. These are the example of auxiliary memory. So let's revise it once again. The basic components of the computer is having three parts, that is input, which takes the data outside the computer for the purpose of processing it. Second is output unit, which gives the data or information or provides the data or information to the user from the computer. These output are the processed information. Now central processing unit. Central processing unit is the brain of the computer. It fetches the data, it uh, processes the information and generates the result. It is divided. It consists of three parts, that is ALU, which is also known as arithmetic logical unit, and it is capable of doing the logical and the arithmetic task. Second is control unit, which controls all the signals from all the parts of the computer. Third is registers, which is the high speed storage area which stores the information during the processing for the temporary period of time. Next is fourth, that is memory unit. Memory unit stores the data either for processing or for the use of future. It is divided into two parts again. The first one is primary memory, which is also known as volatile memory or temporary memory. Examples are RAM and ROM. The secondary memory or the auxiliary memory or the non-volatile memory are the permanent, stores the information on the permanent basis. The example of secondary storage devices are hard disk, floppy disk and flash memory. Here are the few characteristics of computer. First one is the speed. Its speed is million of instruction per second, that is IMPS, means it does not uh, get tired while doing the things. It is very speedy. It does the work in a speedy manner. Next one is accurate and reliable. That means that it does not do any mistake or error. Means it is 100% accurate. It will give you a correct result. Next is diligence. It means that tiredness. It never get tired. It does on its work very speedily. Fourth is versatile. It means that it can perform many types of work. Like if we are writing, we cannot talk, or if we are listening to someone, we cannot read. So this is the limitation of a human being. But the computer is very versatile. It can do many work at a one time. Like we can play a game. Meanwhile, we can also listen to the music or we can do the typing also. So these are the things that we can do all together. In the same way, computer does all the work all together. Now, power of remembering and storing. It has a large amount of data. So these large amount of data are stored in a various types of memory, as we have studied earlier, that it has many types of storage memory, like a primary memory and the secondary memory, where the things are stored. Now comes automation. It means it performs some of the information instructions or the program by itself. It means we don't have to instruct it every and now, like the human needs. Human always needs to be instructed at each and every step, but computer are not needed to be instructed at every and now. They can do some of the work by themselves. No IQ. Next one is no IQ. It means no intelligence of its own. It is unthinkable. Means the computer does not think of itself. It cannot think by itself. We have to give the instruction, and based on the instructions the computer works. Next one is no feeling. It does not have any feeling. If you kick it, if you slap it, it does not get disappointed, as it does not have any feeling and does not have any emotions. And the last one is reduction in cost. Many of the work that we do needs cost. Like sometimes we want our work to be done from the outside, and the outside people need money for that. They charge money to us for completing their work, but the computer does not charge any money for doing the task. It does our work very easily and without charging us. Now the next one is software. Software is a set of instruction of the or the data used to operate computers and execute specific tasks. It means that it is a type of instruction or the program that is used to operate the computer or to do some specific task. Like if you want to type question paper or to type letter, we need word processing. In the same way, like we want to edit our image or photo, we need image editor. And for communicating with each other, we need some applications or the softwares like video calling applications. So these are the applications or the software which are needed for the specific task. They are known as software. Now next one is hardware. Hardware are the collection of the physical parts of the computer. In short, we can say these are the parts of the computer which we can touch and feel. Like computer cases. If you open the computer, or you can if you open the monitor, or if you open the keyboard or mouse, inside them also you will get many small devices. Like inside the CPU you will get hard disk drive, motherboard, video cards, and many other things. These are the things which we can touch. These are the physical parts of the computer. So all the things which are touchable and feelable or the physical parts, they are known as hardware. Now comes firmware. Firmware is a set of program which is combined with the hardware. Means software plus hardware makes the firmware. Firmware are basically made to communicate with the other computer hardwares with the help of instructions. They are normally embedded or stored in the flash ROM of the hardware. Here are the few examples like printer. Printer is also having the software to print the pages, means logics, and the upper body or the touchable body of the printer is known as hardware. So it is a combination of hardware and the software. So code inside the printer is known as firmware. Now sometimes there is a software for controlling the lights of the office. So lights, if we will see the outer portion or the physical portion of the light, it is a hardware. And when we will talk about the electricity, it comes under the software. In the same way, in the cars we use radio and ABS, that is anti-clock braking system, or engine control. All these are the firmwares. In the same way, the micro ovens and the dishwasher at your home is also a type of firmware. Now these are the few questions that you have to answer. So answer these questions. Take care. Goodbye.